Ever felt baffled that after years of budgeting, saving, and making good financial choices, you're still not rolling in wealth? Being smart with money and being wealthy are two different games. Which one are you playing? It's a forbidden truth that the answers you expect might be backwards. Being money smart is only half the story, and the rest involves mind tricks and hidden biases. In this video, we'll break down 5 shocking reasons why intelligence and frugality alone don't guarantee riches, and then I'll share the game-changing solutions to break free of these traps. Brace yourself for a breakthrough. Experts have found the most successful people are not the most talented, but the most determined action takers. Even Warren Buffett joked that if knowledge alone made you rich, the richest people would be librarians. That's the shocking twist we'll unravel. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap, a transform your mindset plan for actually building wealth. Stick around, because I'll reveal the secret sauce. Let's start with reason number 5, analysis paralysis. Smart, hyper-detailed people research until their legs go numb. They hunt certainty, wait for the perfect deal, and freeze. But here's the twist. In finance, waiting for perfect often means missing out entirely. Take Dr. Sarah Chen, a brilliant neurosurgeon, nearly making $400,000 a year, top of her class, yet she was struggling to build wealth. Her problem wasn't income, it was psychology. She spent months researching real estate deals and studying stocks, crafting elaborate spreadsheets, and never actually invested. Her plans were flawless, but she never pulled the trigger. She was looking for the perfect deal that never showed up. Meanwhile, less smart investors who acted on simple rules like buy income-generating assets were making money months earlier. In her own words, her perfectionism paralyzed her into inaction. Rich dad experts call it analysis paralysis. Overknowing becomes overcautious. The wealthy do the opposite. They launch with good enough, learn fast, then scale. The lesson is brutal but simple. Action beats perfection. In fact, when Sarah finally started investing with just 60% of the information, in 3 years her portfolio caught up to her annual salary. Imagine what that could do for you if you stop waiting on a miracle perfect scenario and just started right this moment. Quick pause. Hitting the like button is free. Smash subscribe for more compound returns in future. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Reason number 4 is the herd effect and cognitive biases. Even extremely smart people can lose money following the crowd or hiding in blind spots of their own thinking. Even brilliant people get blindsided by the crowd. They research, rationalize, then follow the wave, .com, crypto, whatever's screaming hot. That everyone's making money buzz becomes a dangerous shortcut to disaster. Herd mentality is when we mimic what others do, often ignoring our own analysis. Worse, emotional biases quietly hijack logic. Confirmation bias turns research into cheerleading. Loss aversion makes you cling to losers, while fear makes you sell at the bottom. Greed makes you chase the next hype. Smart brains don't mute these instincts. They hide them behind smarter-sounding excuses. Here's the punchline. Intelligence is neither sufficient nor necessary for getting rich. The same mind that thinks it's protecting your capital can secretly wreck it. We'll fix this toxic loop at the end, so don't click away. At number 3 is lifestyle inflation and ignoring fundamental money rules. This one sneaks up quietly. You get a big raise or a bonus, and the next thing you know, you have a flash car, a bigger house, more vacations, and still aren't any richer. Why? Because your intelligence was spent on earning, not keeping the money. More than half of people say they're living paycheck to paycheck, even many high earners. Here's the ugly mechanics. When income rises, many people don't raise their savings rate. They raise their lifestyle. That small swap, extra cash, bigger bills, turns raises into reheated hamster wheel living. Financial guides call this lifestyle creep. The fix is painfully basic but ignored by the brilliant. Reality check, the fundamentals win every time. Spend less than you earn. Build multiple income streams. Buy assets, not liabilities. These are the foundations of wealth. If you haven't been living by these rules, no amount of budgeting wizardry will make you rich. That's why IQ doesn't always equal net worth. Stop the leak. Reason number 2 is emotional decision-making and too much caution. You'd think being smart means being rational with money, but in practice, many smart folks are way too afraid or risk-averse. Or the opposite, they chase regrets. One trap is fear of loss. The moment markets dip, a lot of intelligent investors panic sell because their brain is screaming, danger. They cash out at the bottom, locking in losses. Or they refuse to buy undervalued assets because they fear being wrong. This is called loss aversion. The result, they miss out on long-term gains and let small losses compound into big ones. Another is regret. You might obsess over the fear of making a bad call, so instead of investing, you stay parked in cash. or you keep trying too hard to catch a big winner, ending up overcommitted in risky plays. In both cases, smart analysis turns into anxiety. Here's a counterintuitive stat. The stock market is the greatest wealth builder on earth, yet many smart people are too spooked to play. If your plan is to sit out downturns until it's safe, you'll never catch the real gains. Before we hit the final reason, tap like and subscribe. It fuels the channel and keeps these insights coming. And finally, the number one reason, the way you're thinking about money itself. This is the twist that changes everything. Smartness alone can't override the factory settings of our minds. Consider this: the financial rules you learned, save, budget, invest steadily, are true, but only half the picture. To really get rich, you need a different mindset, often opposite of what school or conventional advice teaches. The wealthy don't have different opportunities. They have different psychology. They think like entrepreneurs or investors first, not just employees or savers. The education system teaches us to seek security, follow rules, and avoid mistakes. That is great for tests, not for wealth creation. Real wealth often comes from taking calculated risks, betting on yourself, and embracing uncertainty. It comes from focusing on building assets, businesses, real estate, stocks you hold long-term, rather than just cutting costs on coffee or Excel sheets of budgets. Being rich isn't always about chasing more at all costs. Sometimes it's realizing what you have is enough and using excess to create joy or opportunity. So if your internal measure of success is being the smartest saver, you might miss the bigger point. You might be thinking, that's all interesting, but how do I escape these traps? Most people learn to earn, few learn to build. Which are you? Here's the powerful solution you were promised: a mindset and action plan that turns your smarts into real wealth. Act before you're ready. Give yourself deadlines. For every investment idea, decide by a date and go. Set a timer on research and then act. This rule of thumb approach breaks analysis paralysis. Remember, perfection is the enemy of progress. Launch that side project, invest that $500, or start that course. Don't let 100% certainty be the thief of your 70%. Ignore the crowd. Build an investing plan based on fundamentals, not FOMO. If everyone's rushing into a fad, double-check if it makes sense for you. Warren Buffett's mantra, "Be fearful when others are greedy, greedy when others are fearful," is exactly the opposite of herd thinking. Educate yourself just enough, yes, do the research, but then commit and don't panic when the herd panics. This emotional regulation is what truly wealthy people master. Automate the basics. Do the fundamentals without drama. Set up automatic transfers to savings and investments before you even see the money. Keep spending under control. If you structurally spend less than you earn, you build wealth. Pay yourself first, track expenses, and cut needless costs without overthinking each item. Treat your money moves like business moves. Embrace failure as tuition. Redefine mistakes. Treat losing your first entrepreneurial bets like tuition for education. If an investment tanked, learn and move on. If a deal fell through, adjust and try again. The most successful entrepreneurs and investors use each setback to improve. Keep a failure resume. Note down what went wrong and why, so your next move is smarter. Think long-term and scale up. True wealth compounds. Put your money into index funds, rental property, a growing business. Better to be an owner than a lender. That means focus on equities or business ownership, unlimited upside, rather than letting your cash sit idle. The wealthy habitually invest first, then spend last. They understand that small, consistent investments now can lead to massive gains decades later. Redefine rich. Finally, decide what rich means to you. Do you want freedom, security, a platform to do good? Often smart people chase more money thinking it equals success. Pause and imagine, would an extra million give you happiness you don't already have? If not, maybe your goal isn't more stuff, but more freedom or fulfillment. If it's freedom, save and invest to buy you time. If it's building something meaningful, reinvest earnings into growth. The richest people mentally are often those who stop running on the treadmill and focus on what truly matters. In short, apply your intelligence differently. Use it on actions and mindset, not just calculations. The facts remain. Intelligence is no guarantee of getting rich, but smart habits combined with smart psychology almost guarantees it. It's time to break the mold. Don't let your book smarts prevent you from writing your own financial story. You've got the smarts. Now use psychology and discipline to succeed. And that, ironically, anyone can learn, but not everyone can follow.